Hi everybody, and welcome to Doctor Who Review. I'm your host, Morgan McAvoy, and today I'll be talking about Episode 4 of Season 1 of Doctor Who, 73 Yards. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, then you might want to stop watching. Because remember, spoilers. It was really sweet to see how excited the Doctor and Ruby were when the TARDIS landed in Wales. But that didn't last long, since after the Doctor stepped on a fairy circle and Ruby read some of the notes that were left about Mad Jack, the Doctor disappeared and Ruby was locked out of the TARDIS. And Ruby also saw a mysterious old woman who seemed to magically move away from her whenever Ruby would try to go near her. But I was looking forward to seeing what Ruby was going to do now that she was on her own. And I thought Millie Gibson did an amazing job in this episode. I thought it was interesting when Ruby met the hiker, played by Susan Twist, and Ruby asked her if she's met her before, since this is the first time it's been acknowledged in the show that Susan Twist has been playing different characters in each episode. So we now have confirmation that it has to mean something. Ruby also asked the hiker if she could talk to the old woman who was following her, but when she did, whatever the old woman said to her, and to anyone else who would talk to her when Ruby asked them to, made her become scared of Ruby and run away from her. Even though the people at the pub were kidding when they told Ruby the story about Mad Jack, it was clear that something was going on. It was also really sweet when Ruby told the TARDIS and the Doctor that she was going home, but if the Doctor ever came back, she would love to see him again. It was also really sad when Ruby told Carla about the old woman who was following her, and Carla went to talk to the old woman to find out why she was following Ruby, and that caused Carla to also run away from Ruby. I felt really sorry for Ruby when Carla told her that she wasn't her mother and said that Ruby's birth mother didn't even want her. I'm wondering how Cherry reacted to Carla locking Ruby out of their house, but I guess there wasn't really anything she could do about it. I was happy to see that Ruby contacted Kate for help, even though I'm not sure how Ruby found out about Kate. The only thing I can think of is that the doctor told Ruby about Kate and about Unit off screen, or knowing Unit, they probably have records of all of the doctor's companions. But it was good that Ruby had someone that she could talk to about what was going on, and someone who knew about the doctor. But unfortunately, Kate could hear what the old woman said to the unit soldiers when they tried to bring her in, and she also left Ruby. I felt sorry for Ruby when we saw her going on dates, but because she was focused on the old woman, the dates didn't work out. But then Ruby saw a candidate for Prime Minister, Roger Ab Gilliam, and remembered that the doctor told her that he was a terrible Prime Minister, and she also found out that his nickname was Mad Jack. So Ruby decided that she was going to save the world from him. After Roger won, I felt really sorry for Marty when she told Ruby that Roger was a monster, and when Ruby found out that Roger was going to get access to the nuclear launch codes, things weren't looking good. But luckily, Ruby was able to use the old woman to make Roger run away and resign as Prime Minister. It was a surprising twist when it was revealed that the old woman who was following Ruby was Ruby. And when she told her younger self, "Don't step," it made younger Ruby warn the doctor before he stepped on the fairy circle, and the doctor stopped Ruby before she could read any of the notes. The only question that I have is, why would older Ruby want to scare people away from her younger self? The only thing I can think of is maybe if Ruby was all alone, she would be able to focus on saving the world. One thing we never found out is what the old woman said to people to make them run away from Ruby. So either that'll stay a mystery, or we'll find out in a future episode. I know that Russell T. Davies has said that he will never tell what the old woman said, but he also said that Susan Twist playing different characters in different episodes didn't mean anything. And since in this episode, Ruby questioned if she met Susan Twist's character before, it's clear that it does mean something. So we should take everything that Russell says with a grain of salt. Also, since the timeline was reset, Ruby doesn't remember everything that happened, but it's possible that there might be a little bit of a memory in the back of her mind because in the beginning of the episode, Ruby told the doctor that she's only been to Wales twice, but at the end of the episode, when the timeline was reset, she told him that she's been to Wales 3 times, but she couldn't remember the 3rd time, so she just assumed that it was this moment. So hopefully we'll find out more about that. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Doctor Who reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see any of my future Doctor Who reviews or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.